Hard sports all plays. Hard sports all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. Hard sport all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Hard sports all plays. Hard sports all plays. Hard sports all plays. Hard sports all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. Hard sport all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Hard sports all plays. Hard sports all plays. We on top of our game. Hard sports all plays. Hard sports all plays.
All right, welcome to the ASAP Afternoon Blitz, Tuesday, May 24th. Got a lot to talk about, Debbie. We didn't get to all of our topics yesterday because we got talking about playoffs and talk about who was overrated. We talked about a lot of different NBA stuff yesterday, babe. It was a good time.
Yes.
Hey, we got a lot of views, so people seem to enjoy it. So, hey, that's all that matters.
Right on. Yes, definitely.
We'll jump in today, starting with the NBA playoffs. What the hell happened last night? I've never seen nothing like that, man.
Yeah.
The Heat scored 11 points in the first quarter. Your starters only had 18 points combined for the whole game.
Yep.
All five starters. I mean, that's just crazy. I don't think I've ever watched a game with things like that happen. After the way they dominated the Celtics last game, how did you come out and let that happen?
They were not prepared mentally. It seemed like Miami was just like, okay, we got our game here, so whatever happens today happens. And it's like you can't have that type of thinking, going into a conference final game. I mean, it was bad. 18 points from the starting five. Strauss had 0, and then PJ Tucker had 0. Kyle Lowry.
Strauss was who Con Man was saying was going to be the difference maker.
Yeah, the difference. Yeah. Not yesterday.
he was commenting during my sports betting show that I do after this.
Yeah.
And he heard me say that was going to be on. I do my sports talk show Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 p.m. Eastern. Do it kind of late at night.
Oh, okay.
And he heard me talking about it, and he said, "Hey, I'll come on." I said, "Well, we talk about the Celtics Heat game because I knew the game would be about over."
Yeah.
And Rob was already coming on. It was going to be me and Rob. I said, "Okay, if you want, come on, that's cool." As soon as he got on, me and Rob was both talking about the
Heat. Strauss was the difference maker already. He missed a lot of shots. He helped people win money for the Celtics yesterday. But it was bad. Celtics played, great. Let's, give them credit, too. So now this game 5 is critical. Not saying that Boston can't win a game 7 in Miami if it came down to it, but you don't want it to come down to that. So I feel like whoever wins this game 5, I know we said that last round, and then the people that won the game 5 ended up losing the game 7. But in this series, I feel like this is a big game. This game 5 is big. So if the Celtics can handle their business in game 5, I believe they'll close it out.
Oh, yeah.
6. So
I believe that too, because the Celtics, they haven't lost back-to-back games since like March.
Yeah.
And if you looked in the playoffs, every time they've lost, they've came back the next game. So if they can win this game 5, even if they lose, if you don't want to lose game 6,
right? Yeah,
I would still feel a little better about the Celtics going into game 7 like that, just because they usually don't lose back-to-back games very often.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But the weird thing about last night's game is, if you look, Like if you look at the thing, it wasn't like the Celtics shot the ball well. They shot I think 39% or something from the field last night.
Yep,
It wasn't like they shot the ball well, and they still blew them out. The biggest difference was the free throws. They hit like 32 free throws, and most of those was by Tatum. I think there was maybe only one other person that had over 4 free throws on the team, on Boston's team, besides Tatum.
Yeah, I mean
Tatum was aggressive.
Yeah, he was. He played very good. Jaylen Brown was 5 for 20. Horford didn't do much. So if you would have told me that Jaylen Brown was going to shoot 5 for 20, only get 12, okay, Tatum going to get his, Horford only going to get 5, I would have said, well, Miami might have a chance at this game. But when you only get 18 from your whole starting 5, it makes it kind of hard. So
Miss 15 of your first 16 shots.
Yeah, it was just a bad.
And it wasn't like they were all 3-pointers they were missing. I mean, they were missing some inside stuff. It was like they couldn't get nothing to fall.
Yep, it was bad all around. So, but I expect Miami to put up a better game in this game 5, though.
And then people say, "Oh, but look how many free throws Boston shot compared to the Heat." For one, usually the home team in the playoffs shoots a little bit more free throws. But for two, but the big thing to me about it wasn't even about the refs. It was the way Miami played the game. They wasn't attacking the rim. And if you don't attack the rim and you just hang out on the outside shooting jump shots, you're not going to get a lot of free throws because teams aren't going to foul you that often shooting jump shots compared to when you're inside or you're driving to the rim.
Yeah, and I was surprised as good of a game as Bam had in game 3. You were kind of thinking, okay, Bam is probably going to start, taking over in this series. He went back to what he was doing in, games 1 and 2, which is not much. So he is the key for the Heat. Jimmy Butler, I don't know how this injury is, messing with his shot, but if Jimmy Butler is not all the way healthy, they're going to need Bam. They're going to need Bam. Oladipo, he's going to have to come up big too. He was big on the defensive end in that game 3 win, but they're going to need him on offense if Jimmy Butler is not all the way healthy. But so they're going to need that. And then Lowry, Kyle Lowry, they're also going to need him too to step up. So it's the Heat only because we don't know the extent of Jimmy Butler's injury. They're going to need more people to step up than Boston does, because Boston can just kind of rely on Tatum and Brown and say, okay, you guys take us, but I do expect a better performance from the Heat in game 5. They will be at home. I'm sure that Eric Spoelstra is gonna lay into them in this off day, so they will definitely come out better.
Oh man, I kind of felt bad for Spoelstra. How the hell do you get up there after for a press conference after a game like that? I mean, what the hell are you supposed to say? And you can tell he didn't. He just said, "Well," he goes, "anything." He said, "If you watch this series, anything they do to us, we can do to them." He goes, "It shows you the margin of error isn't very." Right. I was like, man, I wouldn't want to try to sit up there and try to think of what to say where you're not burying your team. You know what I mean? Because you have to get your team mentally ready to play the next game. So you can't get up there and bury your players or anything. And you got to watch what you say, because if you say too much good about the other team, then the media is going to take that, and then your players are going to hear about it. So, man, it'd be a fine line to try to get up there and get through a press conference without pissing anybody off.
All right, yeah, you got to kind of be, borderline, but
kind of be like Belichick.
Yeah, it's like, we didn't play good, on to Cincinnati, on to whatever. So, but
on the game 5.
Yeah, on the game 5. Yeah. So, but yeah, I expect this game to be the best out of the series so far, because both teams know that it's a crucial game. So, I know I picked Boston to win in 6 games. I'm still rolling with that, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Heat won game 5.
Yeah, I'm still sticking with Boston at the 6 as well, but
Yeah,
I'm the same as you. It wouldn't surprise me if it goes 7 games.
yeah,
And man, that game 7, it'd be hard to pick who's going to win that game.
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
It would.
because game 7, it'd be in Miami, right? Because
Yeah,
Miami's
be in Miami. Yeah,
and
yeah,
and the Celtics are capable of going in there. I mean, they proved they can win the game at Miami, so it's not. But man, and as chippy as this series has already got a little bit early in the game, just think how chippy a game 7 will get.
oh yeah,
Because these teams play physical.
yeah,
That's one thing about this series. If you watch this series, and for fans that watched in the 90s or early 2000s, this is about the closest that you get to that old school basketball feel of physicality. This series here, I mean, it's all I was watching. It's like, damn, this kind of reminds me of old Pacers and Knicks series back in the day.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, not quite to that level, but it's the closest that you see with the new rules and stuff. It's the closest. I think it's the closest that we're going to see to more of that physical style, because these two teams they play defense, and I like that the refs have been letting them play a little bit, and I like that. I don't like in the playoffs where there's a foul every 30 seconds. It's like it affects the rhythm of the game for one. It's not fun to watch.
All right, yeah.
Nobody wants to watch guys just go back and forth shoot free throws all night.
Doing free throws, yeah. It's been good. The physicality has been, good. Going into this finals now, once Golden State handles their business, Golden State has to be ready for how physical either Boston or Miami is going to be. And that's the only flaw is can Golden State handle that type of physicality for 7 games? And I think that they can, but it would definitely make it a interesting series. Golden State, the high flying, we shoot the threes, and we can blow people out, and we score 140 and all that against a Heat or a Celtics team that's like, yeah, we ain't gonna let y'all get over 110. So
yeah,
it'll be a real good matchup once we get to that point.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the Warriors, I look for them to close the series out tonight. The Warriors are just a better team. Don't get me wrong. Luka's been the best player, probably been the best player on the court.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's been proven over and over. Just having one great player like that, it's hard to go all the way and win a title if you don't have some solid. I'm not saying they're not solid pieces, but you have to have a solid number 2, and you have to have 2 or 3 other guys that are going to step up that you can depend on. And right now, their number 2 and 3 guys are just too inconsistent. Sometimes they'll show up and have a big game, and then they might disappear for 2 or 3 games.
Yeah. That's the problem with Dallas is the others. They decide when they want to play and when they don't. And when they're making their shots, Dallas is, very hard to beat. But when they're not, we were making fun of Bullock yesterday. I mean, it's just, it's a waste. Well, yeah, it is a waste of money. We can go ahead and say it. When you're 0 for 12 or whatever, and you're not playing no defense either, and it's it's just bad. And the supporting cast for Luka, I will say, Luka supporting cast is worse than Bron's supporting cast, the first final in Cleveland. At least, Varejao could do something. Ilgauskas could do something. Eric Snow could do something. And with Luka, it's just, okay, he has Brunson, but everybody else is like, well, nobody else is doing anything. And I am impressed by the run. No one expected the Mavericks to make the conference final. But
I only know one person that picked Dallas to beat Phoenix.
That was Rob. Yeah,
that was Rob. And when he done it, because he done it on this show, I remember kind of making a face, and he said, "Yeah, Gonzo, you heard me right." I'm thinking, dude, you really think Dallas going to beat Phoenix? Hey, he was right. But I didn't think they had a chance to beat Phoenix. I was looking forward to seeing Phoenix and Golden State going at it.
Yeah, that would have been a better series. Yeah, that would have been a better one. But it's once this the season is over, Mark Cuban really has to look at who he can bring in for help. And Donovan Mitchell, that will work in Dallas too if they're able to find a way to make that happen.
So I think I've heard a lot of people say, Pride was saying that he thought they should maybe try to get Zach LaVine. And I told him, I said, well, that wouldn't be bad, but another player I think they should go after, no matter who, if they get LaVine or whoever as a shooter, is Miles Turner. I think Miles Turner fits their style of play perfect for a big man. He likes to play out on the perimeter. He can shoot the ball out in the perimeter, but on defense, he's one of the best shot blockers in the league.
Yep.
He plays solid defense. He would really help. He'd be better underneath than anybody they have now. I think that really would help. And you add him, and you add like a Donovan Mitchell, man, that'd be a scary team.
Oh yeah, definitely. Miles Turner would definitely help.
Some people have said Gobert, but I think Turner's a better fit than Gobert because Turner can play on the perimeter. He's a little quicker. He's not as slow as Gobert.
You're right. Yeah. Gobert he's just the old school, protect the rim center. Whereas Miles Turner, he can do that, and also he can shoot. He can guard people on the outside. So.
And he's a great rim protector.
Yeah, he's a great rim protector. So I would go with Miles Turner.
I only complain with Miles Turner because I'm a diehard Pacers fan, so I've watched him. Sometimes I think he wants to play on the perimeter too much on offense. It's like, dude, post up, use your size. That's ever been my complaint about him, is that sometimes on offense I feel like he hangs out around the three-point line too much. And I mean, he shoots it pretty good, but still, as big as you are, post up on them. You can get a mismatch, get a little guy on you. Post up.
All right, post up. Yeah.
Don't try to cross the little guy over and dribble around him.
Right. Yeah.
Post him up, take him low. But I think he'd be a great fit for the style they play too.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, Miles Turner would definitely fit them. Yeah. So if they're able to do that during the off season, then maybe Dallas will be able to make it to the final next year. But heck of a run by Luka and Damian. No, the Mavs are not winning in 7.
I was going to say maybe I can't argue with you a whole lot about the Heat because I could see that happening, even though I think the Celtics are going to win that series.
Yeah,
but I don't think there's any. I mean, a lot of the bad stuff would have to happen for the Mavs to win 4-0, and I'm not even going to mention that stuff because I don't want none of the stuff to happen. but it would have to be worse than the year that Kyrie and Raptors got the championship and the Warriors started getting all the injuries in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's right.
I think it would even have to be worse than that for the Mavs to win 4 in a row against the Warriors.
Yeah, injuries, and then you play 4 straight bad games. That's the only way I I can see that. And that would be that would be the worst collapse in NBA playoff history if that did happen.
Now, with Luka getting to the Western Conference Finals with this team, to me, is a great accomplishment.
Yes.
And I don't see how anybody can try to say that they get swept tonight, how that's a stain on his legacy. There's no way. The way he's played in this series, you cannot put this sweep solely on him and try to say that you hold that against him and his legacy about a playoff collapse. He hasn't collapsed. He's putting up almost 40 points a game. I mean, he hasn't collapsed at all.
No, he's been great. I was suspect about Luka when the playoffs started. I said, well, he can't be a superstar until he get out the first round. He got out the first round. Then it's like, okay, well, he's about to get dusted by the Suns. So, oh, well. He came back from 2-0 on the Suns. So Luka has proven that he is a superstar. He's proven that he's clutch. So no, if it ends, and they get swept, it's not Luka's fault. He did everything. He scored his 40. He's not the best defender, no, but
basically his only weakness. Really is
that's it.
On defense.
Yeah, it's defense. So like
Golden State. I can see Golden State maybe losing one game, maybe losing tonight. I don't think it'll happen, but I could see that. But they're not losing 4 straight.
No, not 4. No, not to this team. No. Now, if Dallas had more weapons, then we could start talking about that. But if Luka is going to score 60 and they still lose, then there's, so.
Before we move on, I know we both think it's going to be the Warriors and Celtics in the finals. Mm-hmm. But even if it's the Heat, and like you were saying earlier, the physicality would be the one question you would have probably with Golden State, how they would handle that.
Yep.
But who would you if it's the Warriors against either one, who would you have winning the finals?
I would have the Warriors winning the final still in 6 games. In 6 games. I just feel like Steph is playing real well. Jordan Poole has gotten great. It seems like it's, overnight that he got good, but he's had a great playoffs. Gary Payton's son will be back by that time, so that'll definitely help Golden State on the defensive end.
And he's a guy that when that can get going on offense. I'm not saying every night, but there's nights he can give you 15, 20 points sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, defensively, because that's when he went down. It really scared me for the Warriors because of his defense.
Yeah. So you have him coming back, and then Andrew Wiggins has been outstanding in this playoffs too. So I just feel like Golden State, they are on a roll right now, and they're gonna go ahead and finish it out. What's good, Andre? What's good? We gotta take that Chargers logo off.
Then we have the Mike Hughes, which today's his birthday.
Oh man, happy birthday, Mike!
Yeah, we actually sang happy birthday to him on the morning show.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Frankie and Jay started. It was hey, Frankie gets things going.
Happy birthday, Mike.
And Andre says Mavs staying home tonight. It's a wrap.
Yeah,
that's what both of us think as well. I have the Warriors winning the finals too, and I think the physicality can be a question. I mean, kind of a concern, but the Warrior style of play, I think, really helps them against that because they're not ball dominant guys where the defenders can really close out on you like that. Because if they keep the ball moving like they always do, if they keep the ball moving, it's hard to use that physicality against them. So I think that's going to be their what's important for them is to keep the ball moving. And like last game, I think they had like 25 assists on 29 field goals or something. They need to be playing like that where the ball's moving. Then it's hard for the other team to just get on you and be as physical.
All right, yeah. Golden State, they're kind of like the Spurs back when the Spurs were winning. Is their ball movement is so good, and Golden State's ball movement gets people open, and they're one of the best teams at that. So it will be a great final. You know, if it's the Celtics, Tatum and Brown versus, you know, Golden State.
Personally, I hope it's the Celtics because I think the Celtics, I think the Celtics and Warriors would be a better series than the Warriors and the Heat. Just because the Heat goes into so many stretches where they don't score.
Yeah.
And you do that against a team like Golden State, hell, you blink, you might be down 16. I mean, especially if Steph and Clay are hitting their threes. So I'm hoping it's the Celtics because I think we'll get a better series to watch in the finals if it is the Celtics.
Yeah, it'll definitely. Yeah, it'll be a better series if it's the Celtics. Yeah, the Heat. You know, just like you said, too many scoring droughts. Andres Brandon's not the Heat.
And the other thing that I don't think people's talking about is how healthy are the Celtics or the Heat going to be coming out of that series.
Yeah.
They're going to be banged up, and the Warriors, hell, if they win tonight, they're going to have like a week off.
Yeah, they have a week
and be
off.
Getting some players back, getting maybe Peyton back, maybe even Iguodala. I mean, it's like it's the Warriors are in prime spot where the two teams in the East are battling injuries, and I mean, there's like 8 or 9 guys in that injury report yesterday.
Yeah.
And you had one for each team miss. You had Hero for the Heat, and then Smart didn't play for Boston.
Yeah, and that's.
I had a couple people telling me yesterday, well, the only reason he didn't win, they didn't have Hero. Well, the Celtics didn't have Smart. I mean,
that's their best defender. Yeah. If the Celtics make the finals, they're going to need Marcus Smart. So his health is key to whether they're going to, you know, win the final. But on the flip side, Tyler Hero is not the reason why Miami lost by 20. Even if he played, okay, he do his little points, they lose by 15 or 10, whatever. But no, that's not the reason why.
And going to what Andre just said there about Smart been going through hell, 2 very physical teams back to back. That's a disadvantage I think that the East has right now. In the playoffs, even if the Bucks made it this far, as in the East is right now so much more physical.
Yeah,
that your guys are getting banged up and stuff. Or with the Warriors and the Mavs, you don't have that as much. Yeah, you've seen a couple guys get hurt, but it's not like complete physicality like you're seeing with the Heat and Celtics. Mm-hmm. And man, that grinds on you because that's something I've said that affects the Big Ten in college basketball. Is that in conference play, they beat the hell out of each other all year. And then by the time you get to the NCAA tournament, they're tired, injured. I mean, you want to play that best competition, but it also affects you later on just because of that style of play.
Yep, style of play, and not everybody plays. Using the Big Ten. The reason why the Big Ten hasn't won the national title in so long is because that I always feel like that style only works in that conference, and so
because they're the only conference that plays that style.
Exactly.
Then you go play against other teams, and it's a totally different game.
It's way different. So now you're playing in the tournament, and it's like, hey, you got to score 70. You can't just win 50-48. You got to score 70. And that's why Wisconsin and all those teams, they get there, and
Iowa,
they'll have a shooting drought or something, and then they only score like 55, and it's like, well, it's a tournament now. You can't just play it the way y'all been doing it. So
Purdue, they're another team
Purdue is another one. Yeah,
up there at the top. Was ranked number 1 in the nation at one point during last season.
Yeah. The only time that Wisconsin was very good and that style, and they were able to, do well, was when they had Frank the Tank.
Yeah.
Kaminsky and all that. But those teams, they could score 70, 80.
Yeah, they played that physical style, but they had the offense where they could score 70 to 80 points a game.
They had the offense, and that was why they made it as far as they did.
And most Big Ten teams don't. They have the physical defensive style, but can't score enough points.
Can't score enough. That's right. So,
but there's also one thing I like about the Big Ten, though. It's like watching old school basketball because it's physical.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely physical. Yeah, Big Ten, one of the most physical conferences for sure.
Sports.
Yeah, we will see y'all in December, Clarence. See y'all in December.
You're going to hear about that game until they play each other.
Yeah, it's until we play. Yeah, it's one of those. They re-showed it again on NFL Network. I was like, yeah, I can't look at it.
I was gonna say, did you watch it?
If I would have, it just would have been the first time, and then I would have clicked off it. So yeah,
I remember watching that game because that was when I had COVID.
Oh, okay.
I was laying in bed and feeling terrible, so I was laying there sideways watching the game, and I was like, oh no. I was about ready to go ahead and try to fall back to sleep during about the end of that first half. And then the way the first half ended, my dad had happened to call me and said, man, the momentum of this game just changed. I think it's going to be a lot better game in the second half.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I thought that they were going to come back and win, but I thought it was going to be a lot more competitive than the first half. But man, it was like a total switch.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely flipped. For sure. All right.
Let's we had a couple topics we didn't get to yesterday. Let's start with Nick Saban and his comments that he's made about NIL. But he basically, not just NIL, he called out Texas A&M and Jimbo Fisher, who used to be who used to coach with him, which makes no sense to me because I'll get in that in a minute. But then he also called out Jackson State.
Yeah, Deion.
Deion. And I don't know. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, Saban and Deion have made up now. I guess everything is cool now. They had a conversation over the phone.
Fisher ain't letting it go.
Yeah, Fisher has the grudge. So
I just saw an interview with him. He still looked as bad in that interview as he did the other day.
Yeah,
still starting to turn red and fired up just talking about it. I'm like, damn, dude, calm down. You're gonna give yourself a heart attack.
Now, to me, there's kind of like two sides to this. So let's start with Saban. I am a Nick Saban fan. I love the way he coaches. He's the greatest college football coach of all time. Where I feel like he messed up is if that's how he felt. And Saban is the kind of guy where if he's feeling some type of way about something to somebody, he's going to say it. And that's the difference between him and Belichick. Is Belichick, he might feel some type of way about something, but he's not going to let it be known publicly. I feel like Saban should have kept that to himself or had that conversation with Jimbo not on camera. If he felt like, he was doing something. But in all honesty, the college football programs that win, we know they give away stuff. USC and Pete Carroll was giving away stuff. I felt like the punishment they got for whatever cars or houses Reggie Bush got, I thought that was stupid because it's like, okay, well, they got a house or whatever it was. Like, what's the big deal? It's not hurting anyone, you know. So, but
it's kind of like the sign stealing in baseball.
everybody's
doing it. It ain't like it's just Alabama or it's just USC. It's
right. Yeah.
I mean, all the top colleges or college football programs I could almost guarantee are doing it.
Yeah, back when Florida
Even
State
basketball, it happens in all the big college sports. I mean, and it's been happening forever. It ain't like it's something new. Just now that you can do the name, image, and likeness is the only difference.
Yeah, and back in the day, you know, Florida State and Florida back when they were good, and
Miami Hurricanes.
And then Spurrier had that famous quote about Florida State, free shoes university, which ticked everybody off over there. Florida State. It's like, we're not free shoes university.
The only university that has been at the top some that I don't know if they've been involved in that would be maybe Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, right, yeah.
Just because of all their strict restrictions and stuff from the school, I think it would be kind of hard. It'd be pretty hard for them to get away with something like that, under the school's nose. Not even talking about the NCAA.
All right, yeah. So Notre Dame, they probably don't, do that. As if they do, it's not as much as everybody else does. But I feel like that's a conversation Saban could have had with Jimbo off camera. I don't know what their relationship was before all of this, but now we get to the Jimbo side where I can understand he's feeling like, hey, what? He's probably looking at it as, well, we're all doing it, so what's the big, why are you trying to say I'm doing something?
Yeah, you've been doing this for years. Now you're trying to call me out on
it? Right, yeah. So I can, I get that, but at the same time, I feel like there's a little bit of jealousy there of him wanting to be like Saban. And when he was at Florida State, they were good. They won their, chip and everything. But Jimbo Fisher has always been one of those coaches like, yeah, he's good, but you don't think of him as like, well, he's an elite college football coach, the same way you think of a Saban and, guys like that. So I feel like there is a jealousy there. Jimbo may never come out and say it like, out in, out on camera, but I think that's part of it too. So I don't know if anybody else, sees that or kind of notices, but
no, I agree. I think that's part of it. I think there had to be something in between Fisher and Saban before this, because
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
I can understand Fisher being upset because I'd be feeling like, dude, I've coached with you. I know what you guys do. You guys do it. So it's like, man, why would you try to single us out of everybody? Because like we just said, it ain't just like Texas A&M would be the only people doing it. It's okay. I think everybody does it, but
yeah, everybody does something.
I think Saban has some legitimate concerns. I think NIL is a good thing. Is a great thing for the players, but
yes,
they're also going to have to come up with some way to regulate some of it too, or it could get out of hand. I agree with that, but the way he went about saying it, was what was wrong. He didn't have to call out Jackson State, didn't have to call out Texas A&M. He could just say, "Hey, I feel like the NIL is a good thing," which he did say, but didn't say, "But these are the concerns I have about it."
Right.
And then tell what your concerns are. Not, hey, we had the second-ranked recruiting class because they bought their whole team. I mean,
they bought their whole team.
That's not how you. That's not how you should put your concerns out there about it.
Right.
That was the mistake I thought he made. But yeah, Fisher, I think some of his thing is too. He feels like he's one of the top college coaches, and he feels like he don't get the credit for it. Because when people talk about the best college coaches in football, like you said, his name don't get mentioned, right
No.
or wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been a good coach. I'm not taking nothing away from him, but I think that is some of it is he don't get mentioned up there with the Sabans or like the Pete Carrolls and other Urban Meyers and other great college coaches that have coached. He don't get mentioned up there with them names, and I think that bothers him.
Yeah, it does. And I don't know if it was because when they played last year, I know Texas A&M won. I don't know if maybe it was a bad handshake afterward or somebody said something crazy or something after the game, because they always seemed like they were fine. I didn't know of any previous dealings, of them, but when Jimbo's like, well, ask his former assistants, they'll tell you. It's like, well, you're the only one saying something, because Lane Kiffin isn't saying anything. Lane Kiffin is actually on Nick Saban's side. On he
came out, called him a narcissist. I mean, he went,
called him a narcissist. I mean, he's the only one that feels that way. Kirby Smart, who was Saban's right hand for a lot of the Bama dynasty. He's good friends with Saban still, even though, heck, he beat him in the national championship game. They're still cool. So, I feel like it's a little bit of that. Like, hey, I'm just as good as Saban, so can y'all start talking about me? And it's like, well, Jimbo, you want to get talked about? You can't go 8-4. Like, let's start with that. And like I was saying, when he had the team in Florida State with Jameis Winston, their problem, especially the year after they won, was they would get down 24-0, 24-3, and all this other nonsense, and then they would either come back or they would come back and make it close. And to me, in those type of games, you're getting behind early. What kind of game plans are you even coming up with? I always felt like Jimbo, his game plans just don't be good. His offensive game plans, especially that year after when Florida State won, they would get behind so many points and then come back, and it's like, well, where was that in the first half? Yeah. So
I think I agree. I don't think his game planning is great, but one thing I do think he's good at is making adjustments. If he could,
he's good at that. Yeah,
if he could get his game plans down so he don't get behind like that, they'd be tough to beat, because, like you said, they'll get down, but then in the second half they come back out and they'll go on the run, because he is good at making the adjustments, but you have to figure out your initial game plan so you don't have to make as many adjustments.
Exactly. So he is good. We definitely gonna see. They play each other October 8th.
And I can understand being mad and upset about it, but at some point you got to let it go.
Yeah, I gotta let it go.
In this interview that they just showed earlier on ESPN, he ain't close to letting it go. They asked him, "Did you hear? Has he apologized to you?" Because I answered his phone calls, and they said, "Well." Then they said, "Well, he publicly apologized to you." He goes, "I didn't hear. I don't get on social media." I mean, he ain't like he's like, dude. It's like, dude, this is a high school. I understand. Yeah, hey, you have a right you had a right to be upset and a right to be mad. But at some point, have a conversation about it and move on.
Yeah, he's gonna. And look, it is two coaches.
And it don't help that the media keeps putting cameras in front of his face and asking him questions.
Right, keep asking him. Yeah, it's two coaches that I never want to tick off, and their names are Bill Belichick and Nick Saban. So watch out, Jimbo. Watch out, man, because that game's gonna get ugly.
If Saban gets a chance, like I said earlier, he'll try to score 100 points. He gets a chance. He's going. If his team gets on a roll and they're killing him, he's not going to put the subs in. He's going to leave them guys out there and try to embarrass them.
Yeah. That can easily be a 63-10 game for sure. Yeah.
It'll be one of them games. Let's see how many points we can score.
Yep. Yep. And that game is going to be at Bama. The crowd is going to be off the chain that day for that game. So it can get ugly real quick.
And you know how, and you know how many people that aren't even diehard sports fans like us will be watching that game just because of what just happened. Because people saw that, so they're just going to tune in to see if they're going to fight at the end or something. You know what I mean? Or something's going to happen. People, well, you know how people are. People watch the drama.
Yeah, drama. Yeah, it's
so you'll have all your sports fans watching it, but you're going to get another crowd of people watching it just because of this argument. And like you said, the fans in the stadium are going to be even more fired up.
Oh yeah,
and because be
ready.
From like a week or two before that game, that's all they're going to do is keep replaying the interview with Saban and Jimbo's reaction, and they're going to ask both of them more questions about it. So they're going to build it right. They're going to build it all right back up before that game.
Yeah. Yeah, whoever has that game, I'm pretty sure CBS is gonna make sure they CBS gonna make sure they have that one. That's gonna be the highest rated game of the whole season. I bet.
Is Jimbo gonna be able to be focused on the game and the game planning and not be focused on wanting to try to beat just about Saban?
All right. Yeah. True.
Because if you let that get in your head and all you're worried about is, I want to beat that dude, I want to beat this. Then you're going to get yourself in trouble because you're not concentrating on the right things.
Yeah.
And just like we were talking about, it's not like his initial game plans are the best in college football. So
no, no, it's not. That's why I was surprised how it went last year because you actually did the first half. Texas A&M played very well against Bama, and that's what helped them. Was able to win and. So that was the first time in a long time that in a big game, Jimbo Fisher actually had a good first half game plan. So I can't wait for that game. That's gonna be a good game. even if it is a blowout out there, they won 70-7 or whatever it's gonna like. I will still watch all 4 quarters because, again, once the game is over, are they going to shake hands? How is it going to be? So, yeah, it's definitely going to be lots of people watching.
All right. Before I do have a couple NFL things. Before that, let's jump over here to baseball. You have Donaldson and Anderson going at it over. I think it happened. Was it on Saturday or Sunday?
No, I think it was Saturday.
What happened?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then Donaldson MLB came out yesterday, suspended him 1 game. I think I heard he was going to appeal it, but then I heard that from what I saw today, he's not going to be playing today because of the suspension. So he must not going to appeal it after all, I would say. So usually if you appeal it, you can play until they decide.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I read earlier, when I was getting stuff ready for my sports betting show, it talked like Donaldson wouldn't be playing today.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and you can go ahead and sit out. Yeah,
this is a weird situation. I mean, I've read a bunch of the articles and stuff about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's your thoughts on it.
Okay, well,
getting to what I kind of think about it.
Here's the thing: when you're trying to joke or do, I don't want to say it's a ethnic joke, but you don't joke with people if you're not cool with them or y'all have some type of understanding. From what I have read, Donaldson and Tim Anderson are not the best of friends anyway. So, of course, when you're not friends with someone, whatever they say, you're going to kind of take as, well, what you mean by that?
Yeah, you're going to take it a certain way.
Yeah. So when he's up there saying Jackie, it's kind of, well, what's that supposed to mean? So not saying it would have made it better if they were friends. At least Tim Anderson could kind of go up to him and be like, hey, I don't really like, could you not say that? You know what I'm saying? And Josh Donaldson can be like, oh, okay, I didn't know. All right. And we can kind of move on. But since they're not friends, I just think, why would my thing with Josh Donaldson, why is that even in your mind to even say that? Like, hey, Jackie. And then he's saying, well, I was just joking. And well, you can't be joking like that, man. Especially with someone that you already not on good terms with. But I feel like he said that to get under Tim Anderson's skin. Definitely. It's when it comes to things like that, if someone says that they are offended by a word or something, just keep that in mind and say, okay, I didn't know that. Let me not, say that, so that's my feeling on it. The one game, I think that's fine. I've never been a Josh Donaldson fan anyway. I think he whines and cries too much, for my liking. He's kind of an arrogant dude. So even when he was with the Blue Jays, he would get on my nerves when he would play the Royals, and he would be whining if a ball is inside too close or something. But so I never really been a Josh Donaldson guy, but let's not cancel him at the same time. He said something wrong. Okay, he came out and, he said he was sorry. So he's going to sit out his one game, and, we'll try to move on from it.
Yeah. I just read he is appealing it, so he's eligible to play until they make a decision. But for some reason, I thought I read earlier that he wasn't going to play today because of it. But
okay.
Article I just read that came out a couple hours ago says he's going to play. That he's eligible to play until. I don't think a suspension is the right thing. Not that I don't think he deserved maybe a suspension, but suspend them? What's that doing? It's not changing anything. It's not.
Right, yeah. It's not going to change his mindset.
And I'm not saying that I know what the punishment should have been.
All right, yeah.
But by just suspending them, I don't think that really does a whole lot. And one other thing it can do is now everybody knows baseball players, or not just baseball players in sports, they talk trash to each other. And I'm not saying Donaldson's comments were right or wrong. I'm just saying overall. So now,
yes.
Now, say me and you're playing and we're talking some trash to each other, and I get upset. If I go to the media, is that going to get you suspended? You know what I mean? Even
right.
You know what I mean? Are we going to start seeing it all the time now?
Yeah.
And it might not even be comments that warrant it.
Yeah.
And like with this situation, of course, we don't know the whole backstory. According to Donaldson, I guess when they used to play together, they used to joke about this all the time, and it was fine. But since then, you guys haven't got along.
Right, exactly.
So what you joked with them back then, that it might not be the same now. So you shouldn't have said it. Whether he was cool with you saying it a couple of years ago when you guys played together and everything, okay, that's cool. He probably was. But when friendships end, you can't treat them the same way as when you were friends. I mean, it just don't work like that.
It doesn't work that way. Yeah. Yeah, so, that's why. Yeah, that's why I was saying when you're friends, you can kind of let it slide and be like, hey, okay, but that's not there no more. It
could be very well, but I think it was with the Braves or something when they played together that that they joked around like that after he had made that comment in the article, which people took that the wrong way. He wasn't comparing himself to Jackie Robinson. He was saying he wanted to be exciting and bring flair to the game and be that kind of player like Jackie Robinson was. It was what he was trying to say. And I've heard people attacking him about comparing himself to Jackie. That's like, no, that's not what he was doing.
What he's doing, no.
No, he was saying his goal is to try to be like a player like Jackie Robinson that changed the game by trying to make it exciting, add some flair by the way he plays.
Right.
Is what he wasn't saying that he just went through what Jackie Robinson had to go through or anything like that. That's not what he was saying. And some people, I don't know how they got that out of. If you read the Sports Illustrated article, came out when he made them comments. You read that, I don't know how anybody got that he was trying to say he went through what Jackie Robinson has, or he was trying to compare himself to Jackie Robinson. He wasn't saying he was as good a player as Jackie Robinson.
No.
He wanted to be exciting. He wanted to bring fun, try to bring fun to baseball, which baseball needs because they don't market themselves right. So they need something to try to keep drawing fans in, because people that didn't grow up watching baseball and aren't diehard baseball fans, a lot of people don't watch.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people they won't watch a baseball game on TV. Now, if you say, hey, let's go to a baseball game, they'll go to a game live with you.
They'll go. Yeah.
Because, hey, baseball to me is one of the funnest things to go watch live.
Yes, it is.
But it is different watching on TV. But my team's the worst. I'm a Cincinnati Reds fan. Worst team in baseball. I sit here and watch every game. I watched them get beat by the damn Cubs yesterday, and I had to listen to that. I'm still going to listen to that today when she gets home from work. My girl.
Yeah.
Big Chicago Cubs fan.
Okay.
Our house is split down the middle. Now her son has joined my side. He's a Reds fan, so she don't like that because he joined me as a Reds fan. And then my son's a St. Louis Cardinals fan.
Okay, Cardinals.
So we're always going at it because same division.
Yeah, same division. Yep.
Yeah, but the Reds gave up like 3 home runs last night and lost to the Cubs. Oh man, I knew as soon as she got home because score was 1-0, and all of a sudden Cubs hit a 3-run homer, made it 4-0. And I don't even think the guy had finished rounding the bases from the home run, and I was already getting text messages.
Like, you see this score right now?
She said Cubs 4-0. Like, I said, aren't you at work?
Right.
Don't you have something to do? Get off your phone. And as soon as she got home, I was actually doing that live show with Rob and them, and she opened my door to the room and stuck her head in. And, she was waving the Cubs hat at me. I threw a pin at the door, told her to get out. I took her to a game a couple of years ago for her birthday.
Oh, okay, awesome.
And we went to Cincinnati because around her birthday they were playing here in Cincy. I said here, but in Cincy instead of Chicago. I want to go to Chicago because I've never been to Wrigley Field. I want to go to Wrigley Field, but we're going to try to go this year. But I took her, and the Reds won that game. So, and I gave it to her all the way home. So I deserve everything I get.
The whole road trip back.
Oh yeah, we pulled in the parking lot to park in the garage, and the attendant there, she saw that she had all the Cubs gear on, and I had all Reds gear on, and she goes, I bet you that was a fun car ride down here. My girlfriend goes, yeah, we're a household divided.
Household divided, yeah.
I got tickets for her and all the kids, and we all went down there together for the game for her birthday. We had a great time. Other than it, when I first bought the tickets, well, I bought them like in the month advance, but like the week before the game, they were saying it was going to be like 75 degrees, 80 degrees on that Saturday. And I'm like, okay, we're going to be perfect weather.
Mm.
It was fucking 96 degrees, man. We're at an afternoon game. Afternoon game started like at 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and oh man, we just baked. Other than that, we had a great time, but it was just so hot. That's one thing I like baseball. If you go once it gets past May, if I'm going to a baseball game, I'm going to a night game.
I go to a night game, yeah. Because
if you're games in April and May, but man, after that, you're taking a chance if you're going during the day later in the year.
If you're sitting in that sun, you are
especially
baking.
if you're not under the greens. Ooh.
Yeah, you are baking.
We were sitting out in left field. We had like we were second row from the wall in left field. So we had good seats, but just right there in the sun, just baked all day.
Yeah. Back when the Royals at Kauffman, this is back in the day when they used to have turf. And on those hot August days on that turf, and old Royals players would tell you your feet were baking. You were like your shoes were melting, literally.
Well, I remember playing they had these. It was called Gus Macker basketball tournaments. Mm-hmm. It was 3-on-3 basketball tournaments. We used to go play in one here in our town in Muncie, Indiana. They always have it like the last weekend of July.
Okay.
And it would always be the hottest damn weekend of the year here. I swear, you'd be out there playing on that blacktop and like where they had sealed it and stuff. The shit would start sticking to your shoe, try to stick to your shoes. And people don't understand it. If it's 96 out and you're standing on that blacktop, it feels like it's 120, 130 degrees because the sun's just hitting it and coming right back at you.
Yeah, coming back at you. Yeah.
And see that, and that's one of my goals. I love baseball. I want to. If God allows me to, before I pass away, I want to go to every major league ballpark in the country. I would love to go see all the ballparks.
Yeah,
I've been to probably 6 or 7 different ones. My favorite one I've been to is Baltimore Camden Yards.
Man,
it's a beautiful diamond. Since Great American Ballpark there in Cincy's awesome place. It's probably my second favorite.
Okay.
I've been to Detroit. When we went there the first year that new stadium opened.
Okay.
We were up there for a wrestling tournament. My son was 5 years old. He was wrestling a AAU World Championship tournament there at Ford Field.
Okay.
And, they built the stadium's right across the street. Well, when you paid your registration fee, they gave you a bag, and you got it. It was like for the kids. It had like a T-shirt. Every wrestler got this bag. Well, in that bag, it was this coupon thing because the Tigers had a game that night and the next night.
Okay.
And you could get tickets for $6 a piece.
Oh, okay.
It's the coupon that they gave all the wrestlers. So when he got done wrestling that day, me, him, and Dad, and a bunch of other people that went down there with us that had kids wrestling, we all went and watched the Tigers play. They were playing well, now they're called the Guardians, but the Indians at the time.
At the time, yeah.
And then we went to where else have I been? Oh, I've been to Washington.
Okay.
Been to Chicago White Sox. Haven't been to Wrigley yet. My sister and her husband are big White Sox fans, so we all went to a White Sox game for my nephew's birthday one year.
Oh, okay.
Of course, it was 98 degrees out that day too.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance, come out here to Kauffman Stadium.
I'd like to.
It's a beautiful stadium.
I want to go to Fenway, even though I'm not a Red Sox fan at all. But I want to go to Fenway Park.
Yeah, Fenway. Yeah.
Yankee Stadium would be cool to go to just because it's Yankee Stadium, just like Wrigley Field. I mean, that's just the history.
The history
of stadiums. It would be cool to go down there one time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then I want to go to the Baseball Hall of Fame. I haven't ever done that. I think that'd be cool to go to.
Yeah, Baseball Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Even though I hate the Baseball Hall of Fame because they kept my favorite player of all time still out.
He'll get one day. He's going to get in.
Pete Rose. He's my favorite baseball player that I've ever watched. I know he done some things they shouldn't have done, but if you watched him on the field, just the way he played the game.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, Charlie Hustle. It was 110% all the time. It didn't matter. And I mean, and growing up as a kid, I mean, I started watching. Watched him. That's how I wanted to play. And then he was just all hell. I got big tattoo on my leg of Pete Rose.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, I got the Reds mascot. Once I get it all finished, it'll be pretty cool. I'm gonna get the years they won the World Series and the center field score. Actually, well, I'm gonna get Johnny Bench squatted down as a catcher in between there because he's one of the best Reds of all time.
Oh yeah, Johnny Bench was good. Yeah.
Big Red Machine.
Big Red Machine.
Even though that was right before I was born, I've heard a lot about it because my dad and my grandpa actually went to a World Series game in '76 when they were playing the Yankees. They went to game. I think it was game 2. My dad said that they went to.
Oh, okay.
That's one thing I want to do is go to a World Series.
Go to one, yeah.
Or a Super Bowl. I'd love to go to a Super Bowl, but I don't know if I'll ever have enough money. Fucking tickets, $10,000 at the very top.
Yeah, those tickets are ridiculous.
It's crazy, man. They outprice the tickets so much that your normal fans can't even go enjoy it.
Nope.
You're really diehard normal fans that watch it every Sunday. Most people can't afford to go there. That's all your business people and sponsors and all that stuff. But you're a normal person. Fuck it. I paid $10,000 for a football ticket. I ain't gonna have a place to live.
I got no place to. That's right. That's right. I feel you. I got
a place to live, and I'm gonna be single.
Right. Yeah. Right. You're right. But hopefully, one day, I'd like to go to a Super Bowl too, just to be there. Definitely.
Have the Royals started playing any better?
Kind of. They lost last night to the Diamondbacks, so
Diamondbacks are better than what they were last year.
Yeah, they're better than what they were. Yeah, they're better than what they were. Royals, they're still learning. It's a bunch of young guys, so they're still trying to figure it out.
Reds went on a run. I mean, won 7 of 10, but then, like I said, you play the Cubs, who don't have that much better record than you, and you get Gutierrez just couldn't pitch. Hell, I know it's been a week, but I didn't get to talk about it because I was sick. How the hell do you pitch a no-hitter and lose the damn ball game?
When they took him out, that was a mistake right there.
I was when I was sick, and I actually didn't watch the game. I was asleep.
Oh,
okay. I was terrified. If I was awake, I was puking. So I was trying to stay asleep if I could. Yeah. But I woke up and to check the game, to check the score, and it just ended. And they were talking about. And I'm looking at the box. I'm like, how the hell we lose this game? How about that? And actually, my dad called me. He said, "You watch that Reds game?" I said, "No." He goes, "How the hell do you lose a no-hitter?" I said, "That's what I'm trying to figure out. I just woke up."
Yeah, they took the.
I'm a diehard Reds fan, but you're making it hard for me to keep watching.
Yeah, that was the game where they.
Hunter Green, I'm telling you what, Hunter Green's a pitcher that people better be watching out for because he's starting to find his groove, and his last 3 or 4 starts he's pitched real good. Even though on Sunday, it was Sunday, he pitched a hell of a game Sunday. Only gave up like 1 hit or 1 run, and then they lose the game 3-1. 3-1. Yeah. They bring in the reliever and give up a 2-run home run. Our bullpen has to get better. But Hunter Green, I think Hunter Green's going to end up being here in the next year or two one of the top pitchers in the league. I really do. Well, problem is the Reds will probably get rid of him because then anybody that we get that starts doing good, we get rid of. So
yes, I want to trade. Yeah,
like we got rid of Sonny Gray. Like, why did we get rid of our pitching?
Yeah.
And got rid of all our damn offense too. I still hate they let Castellanos go.
Yeah, they let him go. Yeah. Well, you guys still have Moose. I haven't looked at his numbers, but I'm sure he's. He's
playing a lot better this year than he did last year. Last year he was injured all the time.
Injured, yeah.
When he's healthy, man, especially at the plate. Especially at the plate, man, and he'll hit the ball anywhere. It's not just all pull. I love Moose. Last year I was disappointed he couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah, Moose.
That's what I'm saying. When you had Moose and you had Castellanos, I mean, it's like, man, we had a scary offensive lineup last year. Even with Suarez, even though he was struggling, he struggled last year. Still, I mean, with Votto and everybody, you had a scary lineup. You look at the Reds batting lineup this year, it don't scare you.
No. Nope. Nope. That's why they're 12-29.
Worst record in baseball.
Worst record in baseball.
And they've only won 5 games at home.
Yeah.
They're 5-10 at home.
Well,
that's what's even more crazy about it. You got to win. You got to win your as many home games as you can because you know you're going to lose on the road some.
Yeah. Yeah, that National League West is something too. Arizona's 500 and they're still 7.5.
Yeah. And then the Yankees, man, can't beat the Orioles. I'm like, what the hell?
No. Yeah, that's been the problem the past couple years. I don't know what that is.
You see that walk-off grand slam?
So yeah. So
I think there was 2 grand slams hit yesterday. I forget who hit the other one, but then you had that walk-off by the Cardinals.
Yep.
In the 10th inning. That was a good game. I watched the last few innings of it. Just because I'm not gonna lie, I was petty. I was hoping the Cardinals was gonna lose because I could talk some shit to my son. Because he gets it to me about he's 22.
Oh, okay.
And he's moved out, has his own house and stuff. He'll call me. Your Reds ain't doing no good. It's always it'll be about the Reds. Especially if the Cardinals are doing good, which the Cardinals they're decent. They're 23-18 this year, so they're not playing too bad. But if the Cardinals are a good team, but I've been lucky because every game I've took them to where the Cardinals and the Reds were playing each other, we went and probably watched them 4 or 5 times in Cincinnati, if not more. Me, him, and my dad. About any time the Cardinals would come down, we'd try to go to that because we knew he was a Cardinals fan, and then me and Dad loved the Reds. And we got lucky. Every time we went to a game live, the Reds would win. That might be the only game they won that series, and the next 2 nights at home they would lose to the Cardinals. But every time we took my son, the Reds would win. Oh, he would get so bad. The next day the Cardinals would beat him by like 10 runs. He's like, why couldn't we win today?
All right, exactly. Right. Yeah.
He didn't like it because all the way home, me and Dad we'd be giving him hell about it.
Nothing like fun at the old ball.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how he became a Cardinals fan. I mean, nobody in the family is a Cardinals. He likes Arizona Cardinals, St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah.
You really don't have a basketball team.
Oh, okay.
It used to be the Brooklyn Nets back when Williams.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Darren Williams. Yeah.
He was a big Darren Williams fan, so he was a Nets fan back then.
Okay.
I took him to go watch the Nets and the Pacers. The Pacers beat the Nets by like 30 points. I bought him tickets for Christmas. We went. It was just me and him. We had awesome seats too. Oh yeah, the Pacers were just destroying them all night.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Man, every time I go to a game, we lose." I said, "Hey, well, keep coming to games with me then."
Keep coming, yeah. All right.
And then one other thing I did want to mention before we do get out of here. I know you got to go to work here before too long.
Yeah.
Did you go to work? What? 2
o'clock your time? 3.
3 o'clock your time?
3, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You said you have some lunch waiting on you.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods. I don't know how big a golf fan you are.
I watch it.
I watch every major.
Yeah.
Back when Tiger was playing, if I was at home on a Sunday, if Tiger was playing, I was usually watching him. I'm a big Tiger fan. Man, it was hard to watch this weekend. I was glad he made the cut because he battled on Friday to make that cut after struggling on Thursday. He played a little bit better on Friday, but you could tell his leg was killing him.
Yeah.
I mean, dude could barely walk. I want him to come back because I still think he's capable of winning some majors.
Mm-hmm.
I think he needs to sit out, take some more time off of him, get that leg stronger where you're not in pain trying to walk the course. And right now, his big problem is when he's swinging, he's trying to do all arms. Yeah. So either he don't hit it as far as he thinks he's going to, or he don't have the control because he can't use it. He can't use his legs to be able to put spin and be able to really push off on it.
All right.
I mean, especially your right leg. I mean, that's just like in baseball. If you're right-handed, that's your pivot leg. That's where all your weight is. The same thing in golf. All that pressure goes on that back leg.
Yep. Yeah. And he had to pull out there in that third round.
To watch him play that round Saturday, and I watched most of it. Like I said, I'm a Tiger fan. I kept saying, "Come on, but man, to watch Tiger shoot like 10 or 12 over par in a round. That was the highest he's ever scored in a PGA event. It's like, I mean, it was hard to watch, and you could tell how much pain he was in. Yeah. I honestly thought he was going to. I honestly thought there was a chance he was going to drop out after Friday's round. But then when I heard the interview and he was talking about battling to make the cut, I was like, oh, he's going to give it a try tomorrow. But I told my dad, I wouldn't be surprised even if he made the cut, if he withdraws from the weekend. I said, you could tell his leg is killing him.
Yeah.
But he tried to go out there Saturday, which you got to give him credit for going out there. I mean, I understand that, but I think he needs to take this next major off and then come back for the next major after that.
Yeah. Tiger, I would love to see him at the U.S. Open, but that's probably not going to happen now. He needs to take time off.
Take the Open off and come back for the, what is it? Is it the
British,
champion?
right?
I think it is the British.
British is after that, so yeah. So
maybe try to come back then. Maybe you can heal up a little bit more.
Yeah.
They said on Monday and Tuesday or Sunday and Monday during his practice rounds that he looked real good, and that it didn't look like his leg was bothering him. He was doing fine walking the course and stuff. Okay. As well, I mean, that's what all the reports came out. Okay. And then it was like as the week went on, but it's just, hey, well, you're overworking it. It ain't ready. His leg isn't ready to do the whole week.
Nope.
And like even on that Sunday and Monday, they said he looked good, but he only played 9 holes too.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big difference than trying to play 18 holes 4 days in a row.
Exactly. So his leg isn't healthy enough to do the 18 for 4 days. So he needs to take some time off, get his leg healthy, because we want to see Tiger, but we want to see a healthy Tiger.
Yeah.
We don't want to see, he's injured and, that leads to the 10 over par and all that. We don't want to see that. So
I loved that right after he got done playing on Friday, Bubba Watson was on that roll and had that birdie putt to break Tiger's record for the lowest round. In lowest round in that major.
Yeah.
He would have had a 62. They asked Tiger, "Are you root for Watson to break that record?" He said, "Hell yeah." I like that because if they would have asked Tiger that maybe 10 years ago when he was in his prime playing, he wouldn't have been rooting for nobody.
Yeah. He would have said no.
Yeah, he wouldn't root for nobody else to do anything. But I like it the way his attitude and stuff was about it. It was cool because he even smiled. You could tell, and then he turned around and tried to see what was going on. Watson ended up barely missing the birdie putt and ended up getting a 63, but still, which was a great round.
All right.
But tell you what, man, the winds on that course were crazy.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they would disappear. And they were having like 20-mile-per-hour winds on Friday. Then all of a sudden, boom, no wind.
Yeah, that PGA major championship, that's usually the one that's kind of tricky as far as course wise. But
and that was a long course. I mean, hell, even the par threes were over 200 yards.
Over 200, yeah. So yeah.
And that one par 5 was like 660 or something like that. The one of the par 5s was.
Yeah, 600. Yeah, 600 feet. Yeah.
I know it was over 600. I'm wanting to say like 660, 680 yards or something like. Damn.
Yeah.
I can't golf no more, which I wasn't good at it anyway. Fuck, there ain't no way I'm getting that 660 and getting a birdie. I'll be lucky to get a par.
Right.
So I'm lucky to get a par on most any hole. No, golf is the hardest sport I've ever tried to do.
It is. It is hard.
I wrestled, and I always think wrestling's the hardest one of the hardest sports you can ever do, just because of the grind and everything. I'm telling you what, skill wise, go out there and try to hit a golf ball and get it to go where you want it to go.
It's hard.
I mean, I can hit the golf ball, but I can't get it. It's hard to get it to go where I want it to go.
Yeah, it's hard. I tried it at the
and then I'll keep slicing it to the left.
Yeah,
so then I'll aim way to the right, thinking, okay, I'll overcorrect, and then I'll hit one straight.
Yeah, if you go to like Top Golf or any of these, golf little places, you try hitting it, off the tee, and it's hard.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just, you're gonna hit it off the tee. Like, no, it was times I was jamming my wrist because my club is hitting the ground before it gets to the ball. It's like, oh my gosh. And
then even harder is trying to hit the ball right off the ground.
Yeah.
With an iron. I mean, because like you said, hell, you hit that ground first, it feel like you broke your arm.
Broke your arm. Like,
Especially when you play at some of these courses that aren't like the top courses, and the ground's hard. The ground's hard as a damn rock.
The ground is hard.
Yeah. Middle of August, they had no rain, and boom, arm. I did my club.
Yeah.
Which I haven't golfed for like 2 years, like I said, because with my medical stuff going on, I can't. If I even did try, I probably couldn't hit a ball 10 feet. I just don't have no strength in my right arm no more. I'd lose the golf club or in my right leg. I can't. So I got this damn thing now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But hey, at least I don't have to be in a chair. At least I can still walk some. But man, like my right foot, I can't move it no more. So when I try to walk, it just drags, and I kept falling.
Oh, okay.
Or if I'm standing up, I can't feel my foot sometimes, and I fell in the shower twice, and so now they got me on a cane.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm not allowed to take it. And she made rules I can't take a shower with nobody home anymore.
Gotta have somebody there.
Which is bullcrap. But it's better. That last time I fell, it hurt, so it's better than doing that.
Yeah. Gotta be.
Gotta
be safe.
Get back to form, man. Because man, I ain't gonna lie, dude. I cried when he won that last Masters, and I don't even know why. I was standing there watching. I wasn't even sitting down no more. I was standing up when he was on the 18th hole, and as soon as he won, I just started crying. She looked at me like, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "I don't know why I'm crying, but I told you I wanted to see him win. It was awesome, just awesome story the way it
was."
I'll tell you what, people better watch out for is his son. Charlie's good.
Oh, okay.
I've watched him play. They were playing in a tournament as a team, him and Tiger. And I watched, and they had some of it on TV. Hey, he's good, and he's only, I think maybe 12 or something like that.
Oh,
I think he might be the next big golf star.
That would be cool. That would be interesting,
especially if he could be a big star, because that's one thing. A lot of times, big stars, kids, it's hard for them to succeed in that same sport because you ain't ever gonna live up to Tiger's legacy.
Yeah.
But man, he is. But I have seen him play. He is. I do. I think he's going. I think he could be one of their next stars.
All right, that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Him, and then you got Peyton Manning's nephew coming up in as a quarterback. Have you seen him play? Arch,
I have heard. Yeah, I've seen some of his stuff. Yeah,
I watched during COVID. They had a few of his games on ESPN, and I watched, and he was only a sophomore, and man, dude's good.
It's good. Yep.
I know. Archie said that he at that age he's way better than what Peyton or Eli was. Is what Archie says.
Wow.
But they said Cooper was the best athlete out of all of them before he found out he had that disease or whatever, and he had to quit playing football.
Had to quit, yeah.
Because he was a wide receiver at Ole Miss.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And he was one of the top rated wide receivers.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole family
That's
is
crazy.
they
They have
know
that
how to
much talent in
play.
one family.
In one family, yeah.
Could
Yeah.
you imagine sitting at their Thanksgiving table, listening to them talk football?
Yeah. Our,
Because Peyton's my favorite football player of all time.
yeah.
Of course. Well, look, I got my two favorite players: Reggie Miller on one side and Peyton Manning on the other.
Good man.
She
Yeah.
bought me this shirt and it says Indiana under, and half of it's like Colts colors and half of it's pastry colors. But
Yeah.
my favorite basketball player of all time, favorite football player.
That was
Second favorite, Harrison. I was a big Marvin Harrison fan.
Marvin Harrison. Yeah. Yeah.
Just because of his size. He was about my size. He was weighed a little bit more, but he's about my height and everything. So always liked him because he was a small dude that was out there balling.
Yeah. It was we we as the Chiefs, we lost a lot of playoff games to Peyton Manning, that's for sure. Especially that the one that really hurt me was the 2003 one. That was where neither team punted.
Yeah.
And we lost 38-31. And that was the year we just didn't have a defense.
And then the year that was it 2006, the year the Colts won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we played them in the first round. Yeah.
Yeah. Because everybody was like Chiefs was going to kill the Colts because you guys had a great running game.
Yeah, Larry Johnson.
Yeah, Larry Johnson. Yeah. And the Colts, all of a sudden, Bob Sanders came back.
He came back.
And then the Colts defense looked like one of the best defenses in the damn league. They stopped all the top running backs. They stopped all the top running backs through the playoffs.
Yeah,
and hell, they gave up.
You sure did.
They gave up over 300 yards of rushing to the Jacksonville Jaguars just a few weeks before that with Jones-Drew.
Yep.
So I remember I was like, man, our defense, we're not going to win. We're not going to do nothing in the playoffs with our defense. And then Sanders came back and then just boom, everything changed. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then going in that Super Bowl, I was worried because it was raining. Man, the weather, everything's favored the Bears now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well.
And then when Hester ran back to opening kickoff,
the kick,
dude, I was freaking out.
Yeah.
Of course, I had a big old Super Bowl party, and I had the game projected up on the wall, as big as the living room wall with our projector, and everybody was over at the house. And we were all Colts fan, but one guy, my buddy, he was a big Bears fan. And Hester runs the kickoff back, and I'm like, "Oh, are you kidding me?" So here we go. And then after that, Colts controlled the game.
Oh yeah.
But man, I remember my dumb ass. As soon as the game ended, I'd heard that one of the stores here in Muncie was going to have the Super Bowl gear available. If the Colts won, they would have it that night.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So as soon as the Colts won, I take off out the door to go to the store. I'm gonna go get me a Super Bowl hat. They think about it. It's February here in Indiana. I didn't take a coat or nothing, dude. I went out there just a sweatshirt and some jeans. I figured to be able to get in the store. I pull up. There's a line all the way through the parking lot.
Oh yeah.
So I'm standing outside like 15-degree weather with no coat or nothing, freezing my ass off. I was getting out of line. I get in there, they didn't even have no hats. The Super Bowl hats wouldn't go come in on Tuesday, so I had to buy me a hoodie. I was like, I had to buy something now. I feel like I stood out here and froze.
I'll get this hoodie, yeah.
I'll get me a hoodie, help me warm up a little bit. But I ended up going back and getting the hat on the neck when they came in. But I was like, what are you? I thought you'd be able to get into the store.
All right, yeah.
I thought they were going to have us lined up outside. Middle of February.
Yeah.
All right, you got any last thoughts before we get out of here for today?
It is a wrap for the Dallas Mavericks. Golden State is going to win tonight.
ESPN's giving their BPI thing they do are giving the Warriors a 50.2% chance to win. How old are they? 50?
They must think Luka's going to have another big game, which is possible, but that's not going to be enough.
I don't. Oh, one more thing real quick. Do you see where Baker Mayfield ain't going to the OTAs?
Yeah, for Cleveland, yeah.
Or Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
And Kyler Murray's talking like he ain't coming until he gets a contract. So that could be a situation there here in the next few weeks.
Yeah, it could.
I can't wait till football season. I love.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I love football season. That's my favorite. That's my favorite time of the year.
Yeah,
Other than the weather here sucks, but other than that,
yeah, I can't wait for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Warriors close it out tonight. A Celtics and Heat game tomorrow is going to be another fun one to watch.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for that one game that's a close competitive game the whole game. We haven't had one of them games in that series yet.
We haven't had it. Yeah,
I was actually expecting it last night with some of the injuries and stuff. I was like, I think that this will be a more close game, come down to the end. And actually, because I do my sports betting show, I said on my sports betting show, I said the Celtics are going to win the game, but they had to spread at 7 points. So I took the Heat +7 because I was like, I think the Celtics will win, but I don't think they're going to win by more than 7. I think it's going to be a close game with all the injuries and I was like, fuck, was I wrong? Damn.
Yeah, and I went about 20. Yeah.
All right, you got anything else?
That's it.
All right, man. We'll get out of here. You let you enjoy your lunch before you have to go to work. I'm going to eat me some lunch before I start the next show here in about 20 minutes.
There you go.
Then I still got 3 more shows today. Whew.
Ooh, busy.
Yeah.
Busy.
I done 5 yesterday. I'll end up doing 5 today too.
Yeah.
Tuesdays and Thursdays are usually my slow days, but we added a wrestling recap show for today. From a show we went to stream the show live on Sunday, and then a couple days later we usually do a recap and reaction show.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to do that today. So I added to my day, and then I go on unscripted with Jay and Frankie and Logan and them on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So
on Tuesday. Okay, cool. That's cool. Yeah.
Staying busy.
Best way to be.
All right. I want to thank everybody for joining us on the ASAP Afternoon Blitz. We will be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. Sure, there'll be a lot to talk about. You got the basketball game tonight. Hockey playoffs. We ain't even talked no hockey. Hockey playoffs have been awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know how much hockey you watch. I don't watch a bunch, but I've been watching some of these playoffs. Man, they've been some crazy games.
They've been good. Yeah. Yeah. I haven't seen much, but I've seen it's been pretty good.
There should be a lot to talk about tomorrow, but thanks for joining us, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.